What up, baby?
Lightning, thunder, it's the Storm Warning show on the come up with Big Groov and Ablakk too. Have your popcorn ready when you come through. We talking hurricanes and how they making moves with pick six to the houses and big hits like ooh. Next man step up, and that's the motto. We building up a dynasty today for tomorrow. BCS wins in them poll rankings again. If you ain't heard about the U, then homie, where you been? It gotta be something in the water, cause when it come to them trenches, you know the Canes is digging harder. If the legacy don't kill them, then the speed will. When you see that you on your schedule, just know that ain't gonna be no cheap thrill. Leave it all on the field. Been doing that for years. Play the game like how you practice, that's what it is. Canes causing havoc on the field. Hit the op so hard that they gon' have to go back and game plan and run drill. The game on the line on fourth, we gon' go. And keep on coming up like the Storm Warning show. Yeah.
Oh! What's up, good people? It's your boy Big Groov in this thing. Yes, sir.
What it do? All my folks out there, this is your man Ablakk coming to you live from the Stormwater Batcave. You know what I mean?
Man, we finally got all my coordinators, dog. Both coordinators. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, Negus, this for you. You know what I'm saying? A little echinacea, a little hawthorn, dandelion root, and some other stuff in here too. You know what I'm saying? But I can't remember. But it's you know what this do, baby. Dr. Sebi, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man! I gotta get me some of that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Some good old herbals. You feel me? I need some of that. What's up, Matt? Cane juice. What's up, big dog? What's up with you, bro?
What's going on, peoples? What's going on, folks? How y'all doing today?
Hey, man. Hey, how do you feel about this hire, man? This OC hire, Shannon Dawson, dog. How you feel about him, man?
Coach D, right? Coach D. I like to hire, right? I like to hire from a concept, from a standpoint where I like his air raid passing concepts, right? His air raid passing concepts. Not too much of a fan of his running scheme, his blocking scheme, but everything that I've heard that, you know, he always wanted to run a power scheme. So I think from what I heard, he was kind of handcuffed in a certain way. So I think he's open to adopting that power run scheme. You know, that more so just changing up that the way he runs the ball to better fit what the terminology that we had, the players that we have here. And if he does that, and if he does that, then I think the offense will be very good. Because I went back and I watched the Georgia game. I watched the Georgia game. And we know Todd Monken has an air raid background, right? Todd Monken has an air raid background, but he developed a power run game when he went in the NFL. So, and I'm watching the Georgia offense, and a lot of the passing concepts that Todd Monken uses, Coach Dawson uses, how he uses the tight ends, how, you know what I'm saying, the mesh routes, the deep in routes, just this whole passing concepts. I'm like, yo, he does that. Only thing that separates him, if you look at Georgia's run blocking scheme, totally different. Like, totally different. And I think that's the run blocking scheme that he's going to incorporate here. So if he does that, we have the best of both worlds, because I really think his passing concept, not for a power raid, if that's what they want to call it. But his passing concepts are elite. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about that. It's passing concepts elites. I think, you know, our slot receivers like Ray and Bashard and I want to say Robbie Washington, or it's one of the twins, the receivers. I think they're gonna eat in this offense. I think they're gonna eat in this offense, and X as well. But I just want to see if he's going to change his blocking scheme to better suit the personnel we have and the running backs that we got, because we got some dudes that can tote the mail. I just want to see if he's going to incorporate more pulling of the center and the guards and some more trapping instead of that real bland vanilla blocking scheme he ran at Houston. If he does that, I think we hit one here. I think we found one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give my opinion, and then I'm gonna bring up our guest. You know what I'm saying? He watched this guy in games already, so he's a Houston Kruger fan. My guy, Sideline-Houston. What's up, my man? What's up, brother?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Man,
chilling, man. Chilling.
On, man. Appreciate you for having me on.
No problem.
Appreciate you for coming on our show. You feel?
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
But me personally, bro, me watching him, when I first heard the name, I wasn't thrilled and I wasn't disappointed once I kind of looked at what he does, because I asked Mario to come to get a up tempo spread type concepts and air raid type style offense. That's what I think Miami will flourish at the most with our talent and our quarterback. He flourished and showed his most production in that type of scheme with Rhett Lashley in that up tempo, quick throws, type offense. And I watched the Tulane game. I watched a couple of games of Houston's last year, and I did like what I saw. I love the way that he kind of motioned out the backs, and he had like a two-read type deal where he can, have a little dump off option. I think we got some guys that can utilize that well. Far as like with Brashard Smith and Ray and guys of that nature, those type of speed and space type guys that can make them guy miss and get upfield. I did like that. I'm kind of on the opposite with you, far as on the run scheme. I did like some of the things I saw in the run game, but like you said, I think he can adapt what he likes to do to what Mario likes to do on the front. I don't know about this power raid. I kind of like the name of it, but I ain't gonna get into all that calling it this and that. I just want to see if he's able to utilize the talent that we have and adjust in game. What's like your thoughts? Hold on. My bad.
One more point. Right, and I'm right with you. Right. If he duplicates what he did at Houston, as far as, let's say, his points per game, 36.1 points per game. If we're averaging 36.1 per game, in my humblest opinion, there's no way we should not be playing in December in Charlotte for the ACC championship game. Period. That's just my opinion. If he duplicates that, right? If he duplicates that or better, we should be playing in the ACC championship game. But that's it. But go ahead, man.
Yeah. So just a couple things. Your comment about the offensive blocking. I'll be completely honest. I don't think that is on him at all. Our offensive line was the most criticized part of our offense from head coach Dana Holgorsen. It was, I would argue, probably the weakest part of our offense. In fact, one of the things that we set out this offseason with the portal, Dana really wanted some high-level P5 athletes coming in because of the move to the Big 12 coming up in July. And offensive line coach missed on all his targets of the guys he was trying to bring in. And so he was actually fired about a month ago. So offensive line, the blocking, I'm sure as offensive coordinator, Shannon had say in that. But I would not put that on him. I think with a more experienced offensive line, you would be very happy with his run. Also, our best running back tore I believe it was his ACL in the spring game. So we were without our main running back kind of on run weapon the entire year. So those two things, I don't put that on him at all. When you say you're right, whenever he runs the offense the way it's supposed to run, it's fast, it's dynamic, it's fun to watch. The problem with him this year and the 36.1 points per game, that's what was funny was whenever I put out kind of my opinion, whenever I saw the hire, him going to y'all, a lot of Miami fans came at me with that. You scored this amount of points per game, he's great. And we did score those points, but like I said on Twitter, the amount of points you score doesn't a number on a piece of paper doesn't show the flow, the game situations, and that's where a lot of the criticism from our side came on him. To be honest with you, I think if he didn't have a quarterback in Clayton Tune, wide receiver in Tank Dell and others, we would not have hit that at all this year.
Tank
and
Dell
also,
is a beast. Tank Dell is a beast.
Dell is a beast, and Clayton Tune is a beast as well. And what stinks, I think, for both of them is because they played with an American Athletic logo on their chest instead of a Big 12 logo on their chest, they don't get kind of the national recognition they deserve. So whoever drafts them or signs them is going to both get diamonds in the rough, and people are going to be like, wow, where'd they come from? Well, they came from here. And also the 36.1 points per game, that's an average. I would just say that we played a game against SMU that was a complete shootout. It was like the final score was like 78-66. So that number is inflated a little bit by that one game. So if you take that game out, it's a little it would be lower than that. But without a doubt, I think if we hadn't had Clayton Tune, if we hadn't had Tank Dell, we would not have hit offensive numbers this year.
And look, it'll still be more than what we averaged this past year.
Yeah, we only averaged 19 something a game.
Even if it was 30 points a game, it's better. If it was 21 points a game, it's still more than what we averaged this past year.
So what do you feel like Miami would benefit from having Dawson as our OC? How will we benefit the most? Yeah. What will we benefit at the most?
I think his development of talent. When he took over, he didn't recruit Clayton Tune. Tune was already here, actually Tune was not. Whenever Dana first got here, Tune was not even really on the radar to play. And then transfers, things like that, he was the starting quarterback. And so Shannon Dawson was the quarterback's coach as well as the offensive coordinator. And if you look at Tune, his numbers, they get better every single year. And so, of course, Dana Holgorsen being Dana Holgorsen, that's going to happen. But Shannon Dawson was the offensive coordinator. He was the quarterback's coach. And Tune did get better every single year. I also think that I can't speak to recruiting as a whole. I don't know how involved he was recruiting wide receivers, things like that. I would suspect that as the offensive coordinator, he played a role in that. So recruiting, I would say, because our recruiting has gone up, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And so I will give him, offensive coordinator, I'll give you some credit for that, but definitely development of quarterbacks in particular. Tune went up every single year. And again, like y'all were saying, whenever it's done right, whenever he's calling the plays correctly, it's a good offense. It's a fast offense. It's a fun offense. But development of his players.
I mean that's important, right? Like your OC and as a quarterback coach, you want to look at his development of his QB where he left, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the QB got better each year. So, like Groov just said, he liked that. Like that's important. Like you want to see if you're responsible for the QBs, then I need to see production from that QB from year 1 to year 2 or whatever. Even if it's his first year starting, I want to see him do something dynamic. So that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, especially the one of the main things that I like that you said about him is that he was able to get the most out of somebody he didn't recruit. Like you said, the kid wasn't even on the radar, and he turned him into a good player. We took a step back in that category this past season. You feel what I'm saying? As far as the Miami Hurricanes, our OC was our wide receivers coach, which didn't make sense to me. You feel what I'm saying? And you saw in games there was no continuity with the receiver. I mean, with the quarterback. And just the flow in the game. You can just tell, like, okay, you want something, my quarterback coach wants something totally different. And like you said, I love the fact that his quarterback got better every year. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a major plus for me. That makes me a lot more excited. Especially when you hear that coming from somebody from the fan base of the previous, of the previous stop. You know what I'm saying? That's big right there, man. That's big. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
my thing is, now that he's here at a P5 school, because I've seen what his offense did against Auburn, right? Auburn's a P5 school, right? You know what I'm saying? But Auburn had a down year and he scored, they won, but the offense didn't look like it would have, like it looked against American competition, right? So now that he's here, I want to see what it's going to look like against P5 competition week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? Week in, week out.
So this is kind of where the wet blanket comes in. When you were talking about Auburn, that was the bowl game for the 21 season.
Right.
So this was a point that was made to me by a lot of Miami fans, was that you went 12-2 and 21, and then you go 8-5 this season. It's obviously the defense's fault. Okay. And our defense had issues this year. Like I am not going to act like they didn't.
Right.
But what the one kind of caveat with that is that 21 season where we went 12-2, Dawson did not call plays for 11 of those games. So
he did.
No, sir. So that entire season, basically, Dana Holgorsen was calling the plays. And then Dana wanted to be able to just be the head coach and be able to focus on offense and defense. And so he gave Dawson the play calling duties the last regular game of the season against UConn, which anybody could have beaten UConn that year.
Right.
The championship game against Cincinnati, I don't think we were ever going to beat Cincinnati. That was the year they went to the playoff.
Right.
And then the Auburn game. So that Auburn game is kind of how, from an offensive calling, how it was kind of jump start, couldn't really ever get it out of first gear. That's how basically this whole season was for us. And that's why Houston fans are like, oh, thank God he's left, because play calling, it was just couldn't get it into gear all year. And we would come out, and basically the way the season went from a play calling perspective is we would come out. I looked it up last night. Out of our how many games do we play? 13 games this year. 8 of those games we scored more points in the second half than the first, because the first half our offense was non-existent. It was just non-existent. And then we would go into halftime. I assume there would be some choice words said, some yelling, and then we would come back out and we'd, punch it in, and we're like, oh, thank God, okay, they woke up. And then the next drive, it would be back to the first half offense. So, and actually there was, I'm not sure if you guys are, people watching know, but the hype going into the season was that we were going to be the Tulane of the G5. We were going to run the American Conference. We're going to get to the Cotton Bowl, and then boom, we're in the Big 12, and everyone's dumping Gatorade on each other. And that's not what happened. And it was a lot of it. Like I said, the defense played a part in it. There were a lot of injuries on both sides. There were, but the offense it was just hard trying to get it going. And so at our bye week, which came in after the first 6 games, the Houston Chronicle here in town, which is the main newspaper, reported that it was basically, they put out an article that said, is Dana Holgorsen in danger of getting fired? That was basically the article. And they said, not really, but there were 3 things he had to do. The first thing he had to do was make sure he didn't lose the locker room. Second thing he had to do was the team had to show improvement. And then the third thing that he was being pressured by the athletic department was take the play calling away from Dawson. And he didn't do it. Dawson called it for the rest of the year. But so when you look at 12, that's what I was saying on Twitter, numbers on pieces of paper don't tell a full story because they don't translate. So when you look at 12-2, he wasn't calling plays that season except for 3 of those games. And then you look at 8-5, and he was calling the plays.
So my question, do you feel that he can correct the ship and get a high flying offense at Miami? Do you think he will? Do you think we will get what we paid for?
That's what was so frustrating for us. That's why we were all so aggravated, was because you had a quarterback here. You had Tank Dell here. You had wide receivers at Keyshawn Carter and Sam Brown, and you had, we didn't have our main running back because of the injury, but we had a great running back room of Stacey Sneed and Brandon Campbell, and so we had the pieces, and that's what was so just aggravating and just like it was just the inconsistency drove us all nuts because it's like like if Toon had graduated out and Dell had graduated out, it would have been like, okay, this is a rebuild. This is they're having to learn the system. It is what it is. But it wasn't. And so that's why it was so aggravating this year. And like, for example, I went back and I looked at our bowl game against Louisiana this year, and I wrote down just our offensive plays. And so as we've been talking, it's supposed to be air raid's supposed to be high powered intensity, right? It's supposed to be in your face. You don't really know what's coming at you. Is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? And this is kind of the play calling that drove us all nuts. Okay. So our first drive, these were our plays. Handoff up the middle, handoff to the left, handoff up the middle. We came up a half yard short, so we went for it. And in his style of offense, you're going to be out of the shotgun a lot. But this is one of the things that kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. It's 4th and inches, and he does a shotgun run play. Why are we in the shotgun on 4th and inches? Why are we not on the line just trying to pound it in? So he does a shotgun handoff. We got the first down. But then he goes quarterback run, handoff to the left, sack, punt. So
that sounds familiar from last year and a couple years ago. Even Lashley did things like that. Like, why are we in last year?
And you know what's crazy, bro? I'm glad that we're getting this perspective from you because of course a lot of people it's just what I'm saying, it's just like the new toy right now. So now it's what I'm saying. So I like to know the end, what I'm saying, the ins and out, what's the good with the bad. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta have both. And like you said, like a lot of the guys in the chat are saying, we kind of some of the stuff you're saying, we had those same frustrations with Lashley and with Gaddis. But the thing with Lashley was he was able to scheme himself out of certain situations where Gaddis wasn't able to do that. Do you feel like, what I'm saying, my biggest thing is in-game adjustment. Did Dawson show the ability to make in-game adjustments?
I mean, I would say yes, I guess. That's a hard one to say because like I said, first half offense would be lackluster. We'd go into halftime, we'd come out, it'd be air raid, it'd be pounding it down your throat. We get a touchdown or we get a field goal, we get points on the board, and then it would kind of revert back. And so that's why I said earlier, if we hadn't had, there were some times where it didn't. There were some times where second half, it was a different team, cool. But very often there were times where in the second half, it was like, oh my God, we're doing this again, And I think that bowl game, our last bowl game against Louisiana, is a perfect example. No offense to Louisiana Lafayette, but it's Louisiana Lafayette. Like it should have been a boring game. We should have had it done by halftime, right? And it wasn't. It was a dogfight. It went late into the fourth quarter. Our defense got a fumble like when they had the ball like on the 3-yard line, and we lucked out and got a fumble and got the ball back. So, I mean, I would recommend going on YouTube, pulling up that game, and just watching our offensive drives, and you'll see what I mean. It's just So and I mean. He would sometimes, and it would work. And then and also what you have to remember is we were playing American Athletic Conference talent.
Yeah.
So, we lost to Tulsa. How did we lose to Tulsa? And again, defense plays a part in it.
I get it. I get it. I definitely get it. Let me answer this question real quick. OG Kane, Benavidez or Plant? I'm going Caleb Plant. And of course I'm going with Tank Davis. Garcia ain't got nothing for Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying?
So it's almost like even when Rhett Lashley left SMU, Sonny Dykes was the play caller. We all know that, right? Mm-hmm. Sonny Dykes, right? So my thing is like, I'm in a wait and see mode. I've said that from jump. Like if he fixes like the blocking scheme for me for the run game, I think it'll help his passing concepts out a whole lot more with the backs that we have. The caliber running backs that we have, we got more than one back that can rush for 1,000 yards on this team.
Right.
Like every back we got, I think, could be 1,000-yard rusher. You know what I'm saying? That could be 1,000-yard rusher if the offensive line is what we expect it to be. I just hope Dawson had learned from his past because he's been under some. He's been under some great dudes, some great offensive minds. You know what I'm saying? Some great offensive minds. So I'm just hoping now, like, yo, you don't have somebody in your ear, right? You are the guy now.
Right. And that would be another strength is he's qualified, right? He's not coming in off the street and has never done this before. He's very qualified. And so that's another strength for y'all. And again, you know, he may with a good O-line and with a non-hurt running back, he may be able, you know, it may be better. I don't know. But it was aggravating from our side watching it all year.
Oh, trust. We know all too well about substandard offenses. So trust me, we feel Houston's pain when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, you know, as a coach, you just hope you can grow and look at what you did wrong and wherever your next stop, correct that and be better for it. Because everybody gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the Kansas City Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid struggled in the Super Bowl in the first half.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, they came out and guess what? They looked unstoppable. Because you go and you make adjustments. So, like I said, I'm in a wait and see mode, like everybody else is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crowning him like, yo, the savior. I'm saying I'm in a wait and see mode. I want to see what spring practices look like. What's the word coming out? I want to see what the spring game look like and going in the fall. Yeah. And then the first two games. The first game is good, Miami, Ohio. Then that second game, we got a big bad SEC team. We got Texas A&M. So I want to see what you do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I want to see.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this, Black. I'm even killed with this, man. It's like, okay, I love the concepts. I love what his philosophy. I want to see if he's able to translate that with these.
You froze.
He's able to adapt. You feel what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to use that excuse. We got to hit the ground running this year. You feel what I'm saying? Because we're wasting talented players. You feel what I'm saying? But, and
this is.
Like I said, when it happened, bro, I wasn't ecstatic. I will say this. I like this. I like the OC hire more than I like the defensive hire, me personally. I feel like Charlie Strong should have got the DC job. I'm more excited about Dawson than I am with Lance Gilgee. You feel what I'm saying?
I think, let me see, am I more for one? I mean, I'm still in a wait and see mode about both, but yeah, I like the D hire. I like the DC hire. Yeah. I do. I like the DC hire. Like, I think he's going to come in. I think he's going to have everybody on that defense eating. I think everybody's going to eat in this defense. Everybody going to get full. Like, you know how you eat at Thanksgiving, you eat till you sick and you laying down and you uncomfortable. I think that's how everybody on the defense is going to be. Offensively, I want to see the blocking scheme changed. If that gets changed, I think we cooking with hot grease, but I'm still in a wait and see mode.
And again, I would not attribute the blocking scheme to Shannon Dawson. Again.
Oh no, exactly. I agree with you on that.
So that if I wouldn't even think about that if I was y'all, because I just don't attribute that to him. I attribute that to we're a G5, and so we're recruiting G5 players, and you know that's what I would attribute that to.
I got a question for you. At Miami, do you think Dawson this year can have a 3,000+ yard passer, 1,000-yard receiver, and a 1,000-yard back?
Great question, Black. Great question.
I'll say this: I don't know your roster, but if you have experienced players on there that you are proven playmakers, or guys that you say with a little bit of coaching they can turn into that. I don't know if you're going to get all of that in 1 year, but I think you can get at least one of those in a year. Like I said, he's really good at development, and he's really good at development. And the reason why Clayton Tune is Clayton Tune is because of how he was developed. And so if you have the right type of player, he can definitely turn players into that. His development isn't the problem at all. Like, no one over here was like, oh my God, I hate Clayton Tune. No one was like that. Okay. It was just in-game play calling. That was our beef.
All right, so like somebody said, my man Shay said, I'm asking for too much. I'm not asking for too much, bro. It's not foreseen for us to have 1,000-yard receiver and 1,000-yard back, right? Like, it's not hard.
We've had that previously. Yeah, we've had that.
So it's not hard, but let's just say, give me the 3,000-yard passer, because TVD has done that before. Right? He has done that before. And give me the 1,000-yard running back. Because if I got a back that can rush for a G, that's opening up the passing game.
Yeah,
for everybody.
I just looked it up just now. So this year, Clayton Tune, he threw for 4,074 yards, and Tank Dell caught for 1,398. So
okay, well, we can get 2 of the 3.
And Tank Dell is he plays the slot.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. If you guys have experienced players, they can hit those numbers. But like I said again, if it's not for Clayton Tune and if it's not for Tank Dell, we're in a lot of trouble. And Dana Holgerson might not even be the coach.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well,
let me answer this question real quick.
Hold on, I'll take our quarterback over Houston. I think our quarterback is better. So I think. We'll see.
I agree. No shade to him.
No shade to him. He threw for 4 bills, bro. Yeah. He's the man on campus. He go to every frat party. You know what I'm saying? He the man. Right. He got his own keg. They're like, no, that's his keg. No one drinks from that but him. He's good.
Rasta, what's up, my brother? I am very, very even keel with this offensive hire, man. I'm glad that Mario stepped outside the box as far as philosophy is concerned, because this guy does a lot of, has a lot of air raid and spread concepts. I do like that. I'm just in wait and see mode. I'm not super excited, and I'm not upset about it. I'm in wait and see, because he can very well come in and light it up next season. You know what I'm saying? So, and me hearing that he's a developer is very encouraging for me. So I'm cool on that aspect of it. But hopefully we can be more on a quick starting tip. And I don't want to be a second half team. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be a second half team than a first half team. I just want to see complete football. I want to see us being able to score and move the ball when we want to, not when we need to. I want it to be consistent. That's what I want.
And piggybacking off of what you just said, I'm gonna go to another point. Like, I want us to be, when we're in a 4-minute offense, I want us to be able to run the ball when we want to run the ball to run the clock out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have a TVD have to throw. Like, no, I want him to be able to line it up and mash and maul and run the clock out. But as far as, like, say, recruiting, you already got 2 quarterbacks in South Florida, highly recruited, already loving this hire, right? So you got quarterbacks who are going to love it, and then you got receivers now who's going to love this offense, because they're like, this dude got a G. This dude got 500-600. Like, I think this offense, if it produces, it's going to recruit itself. Mm-hmm. It's going to recruit itself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to recruit itself. And now, being the fact that it's going to recruit itself, if the receivers are eating, everybody's going to want to come here. Like we talk about all the time offline. Miami never had a problem before getting the running back and the receiver in the tight ends. We've never had a problem with that. But last year's offense has put such a stale taste in these playmakers' mouths. They like, I don't know if I want to go there. I want to see what the OC going to be. So now they see, now they're like, oh, yeah, I like that. So, and then if you depend on who the wide receiver coach is, if he's a recruiter, the OC he could be a little recruiter, but you got Mario and everybody else who is the finisher. So we gonna see. But I hope, like you said, Groove, I want to see complete football. I don't want to see a debacle in the first half, and then in the second half, we got to dig ourselves out of a massive hole, you know what I mean? And we're not able to get there. So I want to see complete football. Do I expect it to score on every drive? No, because that's just not going to happen. But I want to see clean, competitive, good play calling, and less penalties, more mistake-free football, and I think we'll be okay. My goal is ACC championship game. I'm sorry. I'm not waiting. ACC title game, that's where I want us to be. Period. Point blank, period.
So my question is, have you heard any ramblers of us getting any assistance from Houston?
Yeah, so I'm not cool enough to have sources, but I wouldn't expect. I would be shocked if that happened. I was honestly every Houston fan was stunned at this for two reasons. The first is because when the offseason started, Dana said that he was expecting no changes. And when we all saw that, we were like, get rid of Dawson. So we weren't expecting it. And so our reaction was very surprised that this happened. And it was also, it's interesting to me that this happened because he worked with Dana at West Virginia. Mm-hmm. I looked it up this morning, and if I read it right, I didn't know this, that Dana actually was one of his coaches in college. So they have history together, and we're finally kind of getting to the top of the mountain, finally getting into Power 5. Finally, that's our schedule came out, and we have Texas at home, we have TCU at home, so we finally have big games on our schedule, and then he leaves. So I was very shocked. So that's a roundabout way of saying there's no way for me to know, but I would be surprised if that happened, just because if we were staying in the American, probably yeah, but we're finally getting to a P5, and so coaches don't have to leave now to make P5 money or to get P5 recruits or to get P5 name recognition. They can stay here. And
what about any players? Any players? Have you heard about any players from you guys trying to follow him? On the offensive side of the ball.
I haven't, and again, I would be surprised. Our guys are. That was the one, that was one of the good things about last season is it was a very hard year, right? It was a very disappointing year, and when the portal opened, we didn't have a rash of people leaving. People wanted to stay, and so maybe one or two, but I would not expect anything crazy. I just wouldn't. Our guys really, and I'm sure every team thinks this, but our guys honestly do seem very committed here and very excited. And again, if we were staying in the G5, I would say, yeah, there's a pretty good shot because guys want to go play P5 football. But why would you transfer whenever you have a spot literally on the ground floor of a P5 program? You're not having to fight because this is the first time this has ever happened. So you have your spot.
Gotcha.
So maybe one or two, but there are no names that come to my mind like, yep, he's gone.
10-4.
Right,
man. Go ahead.
No, I'm like, nah, that sounds great. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, I'm in the wait and see mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm in wait and see mode. But
that's
tell. Let me see. I couldn't be that.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you, man, for stopping by, man, and chopping it up with us, man. You gave us some great insight, man. You gave us both what we wanted, really. We wanted to hear the bad with the good. You feel what I'm saying? So you can I want people to be able to say, hey, it's still wait and see. A lot of people are already up here claiming this and that and the third. We need to be right here. Okay, let's wait and see with this thing, man, because, like you said, he didn't call plays in the 10-2 season. You know what I'm saying? And and it was an 8-4. So I want to see what he's going to be able to do at this level. I seen a snippet of it when I don't know. Was he calling the plays against Clemson when they put up 77?
Nah, that was I think that was Dana. West Virginia.
See,
I think that was Dana.
So see now I don't see.
So West Virginia, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I think that was Dana, but I think he was the quarterback's coach because I know Geno Smith talked highly about him. You know what I'm saying? Once he got hired, Geno Smith talked very highly about Dawson, and also Geno Smith is cousins with I think Jeremiah Smith, the receiver, from one of the stud receivers from Chaminade. So Geno talked very, very highly about him. So yeah.
So man, just give everybody your Twitter handle. So you know what I'm saying. So if they want to give you a follow, they can. Man, you very cool guy. I just gave you I gave you a follow this morning. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be in touch. You cool guy, man. Plug yourself in, man. I know you see the Sideline-Houston. Do y'all do anything else? I see Sideline Texas A&M. Do y'all do Miami? Do y'all have like a Miami side to the Sidelines or what?
Yeah, so Sideline Sports Network, we basically have an account for every college out there. I don't know if Miami has an admin right now. I can check real quick. If they don't, then feel free to reach out to the main Sidelines account if you're interested in running it. Let me look real quick. Sidelines Miami. Yep, so Sidelines Miami does have one, and they're active. Their handle is SSN_Miami. So that's pretty easy. Mine is SSN_Houston. Again, feel free to give me a follow. I mean, we can be your Big 12 team, and we'll see. And our basketball is good. Number 1 in the nation came out today. So we're I
don't know if y'all want that Miami smoke, man. Them Miami boys playing good. I'm a North Carolina fan when it comes to basketball.
Okay.
But the Miami boys playing good. The Miami boys playing good right now. I like to see that match.
But yeah, my handle is SSN_Houston. Or actually, you know what? I need to double check that off the top of my head. Sorry, it's SSN_UH. My bad. SSN_UH. Thank you guys for having me on. And I don't know if paths will cross again, but if you ever want me back, I would be happy to come on.
Of course, man. I gave you a follow, man. We definitely gonna keep in touch.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Appreciate what you brought to the show today. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. Very insightful, man. Very insightful. I appreciate you, dog. For real.
Yep, no problem.
All right, man. You take care. I know you got to get ready for work and stuff, man. Go ahead and do your thing, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Go Cougs.
All right. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
So, tales from my father, Flo was the first one to publicly speak about the run concepts. Doesn't mean he was the first one to not like it. So he was the first one. He was the first one to speak publicly about it. Yeah, but me being a running back myself by natural, I mean, I watched it, and I never said they didn't pull or trap. I said incorporate more pulling and trapping. The blocking scheme itself, they run a zone blocking scheme. Georgia runs a man blocking scheme, and with some zone concepts, if they do outside zones, shit like that, you know what I mean? But changing the blocking scheme, that's what I said. You do pulling and trapping and everything, bro. Like, you got an agenda. It's cool, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said earlier, I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with what I saw far from him in the run game. But like I said, I think we have better offensive line. I think we have 2 good offensive line coaches. I'm on the fence with Mirabal right now, but he still is one of the best. But you put him and Mario together, you got 2 good offensive line coaches that's working with those guys. So I think what he likes to do offensively, I think that if they're good coaches, they can adjust, they can give and take far as with coaching. You can't bring a guy in like a Dawson and change his run concepts. It doesn't work because it's gonna mess up the flow of what he likes to do. If my system and style doesn't allow for that type of blocking scheme, it's going to hurt me. So I think that those guys are going to have to adjust to Dawson more so than Dawson is going to have to adjust to Mario if it's going to be successful. You feel what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You feel what
No
I'm saying?
doubt.
I think, you know what I'm saying? And then I like I said, I like some of a lot of the things I saw from the running from a running scheme aspect.
So
of
let me answer this question right here. So
go ahead.
When you run in zone, you don't have a hole. You're running to an area. When you outside zone, you're running to an area. Your initial angle is outside leg of the tackle, outside leg of the tight end. That's the area you running, and also it gives you a natural cutback lane. So it gives you a two-way go. When you're man blocking, you're told you're either going 2-3 or 2-4-6-8, 3-5-7-9 or midline. You have a designated hole where you're going. Outside with zone running, you're running to an area, not necessarily a hole. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the big difference between a running back running behind a zone concept and a man concept. That's the difference. But you would know that. But you would know that if you were 6 feet behind the quarterback, 6 yards behind the quarterback, dotting that I, you would know that.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Now here you go. G5 bias, huh? What's up, Tales of the Father, man? What's going on? Ed Thompson, Groove, Smoke, that dude on Coach Hayes channel. Can't wait to see them. Yes, sir. Miami Flow is my next victim. That's who the next victim is. He better come with his A game.
Hey, look, my younger big bro talking about he don't want this, right? If we
you don't want this, Black. You can come on there and get smoked too.
Hey, look, he don't want this. You know why?
Hey,
look, check this out, right? If this was the Godfather, my bro right here, he's Sonny. Sonny was a good dime. Everybody knows Sonny was a good dime, but Sonny is like Flo. You know what I'm saying? He flies off the handle. Me, I'm like Michael. I'm gonna do the same job, but I'm a little more calculated with it. So I'm gonna let Flo do. I'm gonna let my brother do all these battling, and I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna cheer. I'm gonna let him do his thing because it was entertaining. Because the dude he went up against, I was sitting there. I was like, yo, this dude is like getting destroyed. I'm like, at least throw a jab, at least cut the ring off, at least hold them or something. I'm like, hold the dude or something. I'm like, yo,
Flo gonna be against the ropes too. And tell the father, let me answer this question. Tell the father. I agree with you. I think, but you gotta think about this. Mark Richt, the one that got rid of Coach Coley. It wasn't Diaz that got rid of Coach Coley. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know if
Coley wanted to stay.
Yeah, Coley wanted to stay. Coach Richt wanted to call the offense, so that's what happened. Manny had nothing to do with Coley not being at Miami. Me personally, I would have loved for him to bring Coley back, but at the time, no, everybody thought Enos was a good hire. But also look at what Enos did this year at Maryland. He had the boys looking good. You feel me? Look good.
Yeah, that offense looked pretty good, man. That offense looked pretty good. Now he's the new OC at Arkansas.
Good.
He's back at Arkansas.
I'm not gonna be the next. They can't rump with me. Nobody can rump with me when it comes to this debating shit.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Nobody. Nobody. I'm pointing. Which way I need to point?
Hey, like I said, I only debate my equals. Everybody else I teach.
Hello, Ross was speaking fact. Hold on, let me see. I remember when Mocha could never change his run scheme, non-existent.
Yeah, that's Tom Monkey, yeah.
It's still a lane. All right, one of those come. All right, Ross was speaking facts. Okay. Shaw, I like how I'm breaking this down. Yo, bro, my brother always gonna break this thing down.
Hey, yo,
you said lanes are created by O-line, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Black would smoke you too. That's cool, Gus. How about this, Gus? How about you challenge me? How about you challenge me and see what's up? Let's see if you can debate. Let's see if you can debate without bringing up Manny Diaz.
Hey, Groove, you play running back, right? You play running back too, right? So you play, I play, right? We know lanes are created by offensive linemen. We know that. But in a zone blocking scheme, you're one as a lineman, you're taught to block an area. You block an area, and a running back runs to an area. Yes. And it creates a two-way goal because sometimes what you want to do, you want to get the defense to overflow so you can cut underneath that. Cut back. Hey, tell to the father, I'm giving you some good stuff. You should be paying me right now. You should be donating to the channel with the information I'm giving you. And with a man blocking scheme, that's why there are holes. You number the holes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 5, 7, 9, and you run to the hole.
Zone concept is read and react.
Yeah. Like, come on now. Like,
sometimes you can press like even as a running back, just me thinking back when I because we ran some zone at UAB.
Right.
Our steps is different when the zone. You take a bigger step, you aim for the tackle, you aim for your foot should be aimed at the tackle, and you should be heading that way. When you take the handoff, so you can see the cutback if it's there. If not, you ride the zone. And you cut it straight. You cut it outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, outside.
It just depends. Like, in an I formation, it's combo blocking, broken up to the linebacker is a different scheme. Yeah, so both of y'all are not wrong, but you know what I'm saying? Both of y'all are right in a sense. Yes, the offensive line creates the lane, but it's also blocking scheme.
It's different.
It's also schemes and techniques in different concepts.
Yeah, and the blocking schemes are different, and it makes the running backs run. It's different for both the line and the running back because, like I said, when zone you run into an area, the outside zone, the tailback's focal point is outside leg of the tackle or outside leg of the tight end. Boom. Gotcha. But yeah, anyway,
Hey, Sean, I didn't pick none of these guys. None of my guys, opponents that I picked, they picked me. They called me out. I don't call anybody out. Just like Flo called me out. I don't call anybody out.
Hey, Coach Mario, if you need, I know we need a running back, Coach. Hey, man, you can get me on the cheap. You get me for 100,000, baby. You get me for 100,000. I come down there and I can coach the running backs up, and they love me. They love me. You know what I'm saying? I do it for 100,000. I'm on the cheap. You know what I mean?
Hey, roster for Buddy stood no chance when he started giving. I'm not sure about that, but that's a good point. Like, man, you a duck for giving up in the Hey, man, shout out to my guy, dog. Shout out, hey, man. Hey, man, what Floyd said, it looked different. It looked different from outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? When you get inside that ring, them lights come on. You got to perform, baby. Right?
Yeah. Hey, hashtag.
He should have brought him back, Agra.
Hashtag hire Ablakk as the running back coach. Hashtag hire me, baby. Hire me. All
right, Gus, we'll set it up. Hit me on my DM on Twitter. We'll set it up. Hold on? Let's hear about what 904 Hurricane. Do you guys hear the caller who called and did the battle intro? Oh yeah, that was fire. And I think Coach Hayes reached out to him too. That was fire. That was fire.
That was dope. That joint was dope.
Denver Bronco was famous for zone. Yes, my boy. What was the running back name? Terrell Davis was Davis. He probably was the best zone running back.
But if you think everybody in that system rushed for over 1,000 yards, Alandis Gary, Anderson, Clinton Portis rushed for 1,500. Yeah. You have some backs who are better zone runners in a zone scheme than they are in another scheme.
Hold on, bro. Everything you're saying, I know. Let's be clear. I'm only going there because I didn't like how Flo was saying the line are hitting this scheme, and it's gonna be bored. I disagree with that too. If he did say that, I didn't hear Flo say that. Yeah, but if he did say that, I disagree. Because we ran a lot of zone with Lashley. And you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I never heard him say that. But like I said, like our best running performance last year right? Our best running performance last year was against A&M, and it was a man blocking scheme. That's all I'm saying.
Hire Black Mario. Don't undervalue yourself. You need $400K.
All right, yeah.
Give my boy all this
that's my
money.
agent. That's my agent. I need 400, and we good. Ain't no state tax. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I can move my boys down there, but you know what, mate? I don't know, bro. It's a lot of bias
but
things.
Man, but like I said, bro, man, I'm indifferent with the hiring. I'm anxious to see, spring ball. I think me personally, I think the most frustrating thing about me was we waited all this time for Shannon Dawson. I think this hire could have been made way in December. You feel what I'm saying? If you identified the target, this waiting 3 months and you already knew you was going to get rid of Gaddis, you should have. I think this would have helped land us some more receivers if we would have made this hire early. That's the issue that I'm having. It's like we're hurting ourselves with making these hires so late in the game. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's like a rush because we only got 15 practices in the spring to try to get the basic packages in when we could have been going through this stuff doing mat drills. You know what I'm saying? Because the spring ball about to get ready to start in 2 weeks. You feel what I'm saying? And we still got to hire a running back coach. You feel what I'm saying? Which should be Eric Hickson. We need to go get Coach Hickson back.
I don't want Hickson back.
We gotta go get Hickson back, dog.
No, we don't.
He's a recruiter and he's a developer.
Overrated. Go get me. Listen. Give me me.
Okay, if you put it in that way, I would love for you to be the running backs coach at the University of Miami.
Can you imagine me on the recruiting trail? Like, just imagine me.
You can talk some stuff up.
Just imagine me in somebody's in a talking to a father. I'm sitting there and I'm talking to a father. Like, man, he gonna be like, you know what? Yo, he coming to you. I'm just joking. I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind him coming back. I wouldn't mind Tim Harris. I wouldn't mind.
This is the reason why I don't. If they did hire Tim Harris, I would not be upset. I would not be upset with Tim Harris Jr.
Right.
Or old boy from Penn State. But my guy is with Eric Hickson, bro. Tell me a reason why he shouldn't have been retained. You can't give me a reason why he shouldn't have been retained. Our quarterback performed under him. Even with a lot of injuries, he had our guys ready to perform, bro. From a blocking aspect, from a catching the ball aspect, all that, bro. Coach Hickson is the guy. He can recruit. Think about the guys he brought in, bro. He got the 2 best guys. He got you Rooster and Chaney. And he had Fletcher, the number 1 back on this list. He's been recruiting Fletcher for the longest. So his recruiting is there. I am advocating for Coach Hickson. Mario Cristobal, please hire Eric Hickson as the running back coach. Bring him back to the U, and let's keep recruiting at a high level, bro. He's going to do it. He's a better running back coach than Kevin Smith. I told y'all before, we should have fired Kevin Smith, and Mario got him out of there. Put it back in the job market.
Yeah, but you was loving Kevin Smith when he got hired.
Yeah, when he got hired.
You said he did a great job at SMU.
I seen it, but I wanted to keep Hickson anyway. I said we should have.
What BS? What BS?
The favoritism shit with Parrish and all that. He should have been thrown as the starter from jump. He was just placed as the starter.
No, Parrish. You're right, but
he should have. That's favoritism because he was your back.
I'm not disputing that. But at one point,
got better under him.
But at one point, Parrish was our best running back. At one point, Jalen Knight took a step back. You know what I mean? He had fumbleitis.
Who fought us that?
That's him, bro. You pay running back. That's not on no coach. If I'm fumbling the ball every game, so if I'm the coach, that's my fault.
Your job as a coach is to nurture your running back. Bro, you can tell that he was just so scared of He stopped playing being himself.
Bro, you know why he stopped being himself? You know why he stopped being himself? Because he fumbled a couple times, and now he's doing more thinking than just playing natural.
And that's my point. It's on the running back coach to ease that. It's on the coach, just like it's on the coach.
If he didn't ease it, he wouldn't have put him back in the game. He put him back in the game to show him.
Because Rooster is just that guy.
Just to show him. To show him, like, yo, I got faith in you. I'm gonna throw you back in the game. But you keep fumbling. That's a lack of focus on the running back. From him dropping the ball, not having the ball high and tight in the car. That's on the running back. That's on him. That's on the back, bro. You played the position. So don't even go there.
Of course, him fumbling on the field is Rooster. My thing is this. Rooster fumbled a couple of times under Hickson, right? And he corrected that issue. I think he fumbled like once or twice, and the issue got corrected. You feel what I'm saying? He reassured him, hey, you good. Be yourself. We go, okay, what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach certain things. All right, well, now we're going to do, hey, high and tight. You go back to the basics. You feel what I'm saying? None of the running backs progressed under him.
I'm pretty sure.
Name me a running back that progressed under him.
I'm pretty sure. Well, it was kind of harder for any running back to do anything with that line that we had. But I'm focused on, in practice, I know they do ball security drills. Every running back does ball security drills. Like, you don't like the guy. Like, that's on Rooster.
This is the point. I don't dislike Kevin. I don't dislike Kevin Smith. I don't dislike him I don't dislike him.
Okay.
I just don't think he's a better coach than Coach Hickson.
Okay, so maybe let's say for discussion purposes, he's not better, right? Let's say for discussion purposes, he's not better, right? He's not better. Why did none of the Ole Miss running backs have fumbling issues? And they had 3 dudes who toted the mail for Ole Miss. Why none of them have fumbling issues? Why Rooster had fumbling issues since he got to Miami, and this year he just couldn't stop fumbling? At some point, that's on the player, bro. That's on the individual player.
I agree. That's like Tiki. It is on the player at some point.
That's like Tiki.
But your job as the coach is to get the issue rectified.
Bro,
you have to do that's you're my therapist. You're my therapist. It's your job. And also, bro, you can't just keep putting a player in and taking them out and getting them out of a group. It's more to it than just Rooster fumbling that I didn't like. He didn't let these guys get grooved.
I mean, yeah, he didn't. I mean, as a running back,
why are you putting your job as the running backs coaches to put the player in that you know what plays about to come as a running back coach. You got to know when to substitute certain players in certain situations. Why are you putting players in when you want something receiving wise? Rooster's your better receiving running back.
Yeah, but Paris can catch also, so it's not.
But what I'm saying, he's not going to give you what you need after the catch.
Yeah, but it's not a big drop off. It's not, bro. It's not. It's not that big of a drop off, bro. It's not
receiving wise. It is.
I'm gonna put it frank. Rooster mentally is weak. Mentally, Rooster's weak, bro. He's weak mentally. I'm gonna call it what it is. He's weak mentally. He fumbled. He fumbled. He kept allowing it to happen. Then he stopped playing natural. As a running back, you gotta be like, yo, the hell with it. I gotta still play my game. He's running the ball. He's running like this with 2 hands in the open field. No. Why? Because he's thinking about fumbling instead of just playing natural.
Point.
That's
You're
not
proving my point, bro. No, I'm saying that's the running back coach's job. It's the coach's job to not have that.
Bro, that's not the running back coach's job you do ball security drills in practice all day long. When you get in the game, your natural instinct is, I don't want to fumble. He's like, I don't want to fumble. Let me protect the ball instead of playing natural. Anybody who played the position should know, bro, at that position, you got to be natural. You got to let your instinct take over. And when you start thinking, you're dead in the water as a running back in that aspect, bro.
Black. That's my point. That's my point, bro. He wasn't nurturing him mentally as the coach to say, "Hey, man, relax. What are you doing? Relax. Play your game." You seen clips when he said, "I'm trying to replace you. I'm trying to replace you. I'm trying to replace you." And
he said it to everybody. He said it to everybody.
You don't have to say that. That's my point. You don't get your players to play for you like that. That's what I didn't like.
Well, you know what?
You don't have to say, I'm recruiting to replace you. That's a known thing.
Hold on, guess what?
Good players.
No, guess what?
I'm saying. You don't tell that to your quarterback.
All right, guess what, bro? Guess what?
Quarterback. You don't tell that to your star running back. Hey, I'm looking to replace you.
Okay, you got your side. Now, Jimmy Johnson used to say that all the time. I'm coming looking for scholarships today. I'm looking for your replacement. And what did Jimmy do? All them dudes went out there and balled out. So I don't want to hear that right now, bro. Because Jimmy Johnson used to say it all the time. So everybody that's in the chat room saying that, no, hold on, bro. Hold on. Hold up, bro. Hold on. I tell my own son that when I coached him. I put him on the bench. I put my own son on the bench. And what did he do when he got back in the game? He balled out. Rooster just mentally weak, bro. He was weak. He's mentally weak.
No, it's not, bro. You can't call a player. You can't call a player mentally weak when he had to carry the load. You can't call a player mentally weak.
Bro, he didn't have to carry. He didn't have to carry the load this year. He had a fumbling problem from day one.
He couldn't get in the groove. He showed favoritism to Parrish. It showed. It showed that he showed favoritism to Parrish.
Hold on. What does getting in the groove? What does getting in the groove have to do with you constantly fumbling?
How many fumbles he had this year? He had 3 fumbles this year.
Cut that out. He had more than 3 fumbles. He had more than 3 fumbles. Go look at the tape. He had more than 3 fumbles.
What? Give me more than 3 fumbles.
He had one in Middle Tennessee State. He had one against North Carolina that cost the game. And it's 2 other ones. It's 2 other games. I'll call you with it. You know I will. But nurturing you, I put you back in the game. That's me showing you confidence that I got confidence in you.
Did he or did he not show favoritism to Parrish?
Yeah, he did. He did.
So is that a good running back coach? Is that a good running back coach? Is Jimmy Johnson not a good coach because he showed favoritism to players? I didn't watch him. I don't know. I'm telling you, no, it's not. That's not a good. If you show favoritism, that's not a good trait. That's not a good trait as a coach if you're showing favoritism.
I'm asking you.
That means you're not playing the better guy. That means you're not playing the best guy. If that's the case,
I'm asking you because he played.
What I'm saying is, if it's obvious that you're showing favoritism, you're gonna cause tension within the players because you can see certain situations where why the hell is Parrish still in the game and he's not doing anything? You giving Parrish this amount of carries and you got a guy in Rooster that can house these calls. You feel what I'm saying? From spring practice, you saw the favoritism, bro. From day one when he came in, when Rooster was able to practice, and he still gave that man and he haven't proved nothing at the University of Miami, and he was the starting running back. I knew it was gonna be some BS then.
All right, so I'm gonna go from a personal experience because my son had to deal with this year, where he should have been the starting corner from jump. And they gave a cat his position, right? Gave him his position. But when they inserted my son into the game, the defense looked different. And he didn't give up a bunch of touchdowns. You know, he didn't get roasted on. So I don't agree with that. If anything, that made my son that more hungry to know. And I told him, like, you know what the deal is. When you get in the game, make the most of your opportunities. Make it so it's going to be hard for them to take you off the field. And what did he do? 37 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 2 sacks, 2 picks. He had just as many sacks as the 5-star DN. So guess what? You may see they playing favorites. Is it right? Hell no. It's never right. But guess what? Rooster, if you that dog, when you get in the game, but I can't say you could do what you want to do because the line wasn't what it was. The line was better. I think Rooster would have ate a lot more. But I think when he started fumbling, he started getting into his own head and he started thinking more than just playing relaxed and natural, bro. Like, I seen him thinking too much.
I got a question for you, Black. I got a question for you. So would you say Lashley did a great job with TVD when he was throwing all those picks? When he first became a starter?
When TVD
took over and when De'Aaron King got hurt, when he was flushed,
he didn't throw a lot of picks.
Yes, he did. When North Carolina, he threw 3 picks in the first half.
I mean, okay, yeah, that game. I mean, that happened.
He threw 3 picks against. He threw 3 picks against Florida State.
That happened.
You feel what I'm saying?
Look what he did after that. Look what he did. Look what he did after that.
Coaching didn't allow it to stand and
no, but that's a total different position, bro. It's a total different position. Totally different. As a runner,
which position is more important? Quarterback or running back?
So it's different. When I say different, listen to what I'm saying, bro. Because you're trying to make a point, and I'm about to fry the shit out you.
No, you're not.
I'm about to fire you. Listen. Of course, the quarterback is the most important position. The quarterback is the most important position on the field. Exactly. Now, you can pull the quarterback to the side and say, hey, what did you see? Why did you throw that there? Well, I thought the robber was this and that third. All right, well, no, make sure you can help him with them picks. What you gonna say to a running back? Well, why you fumble? Only thing you can say is, ball security. Make sure you got 5 points of pressure, high and tight across the ball. Get back in there, let's go. It's different. I can't coach you up, and I can't tell you, hey, watch out for that DN, because when he come through, he gonna try to go. No, you gotta know that when you're going through the line, you gotta have that thing here. It's different, bro. I can coach you up not to throw in a certain area to help prevent your interceptions. How can I coach you up besides in practice with ball security to not fumble? It's a mental thing after that, bro. It's a mental thing. Like Tom Coughlin did with Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber was a fumbling fool until he changed the way he held the ball. And he changed the way he held the ball, right? I know what you're thinking.
Because of what? Coaching.
Yeah, but
That's my point. That's my point.
Listen to me, bro. No, listen to me.
Instill that confidence in him again, bro. That's my point.
Bro, you're taking.
No, you're not listening. Failed to do that.
No, listen to what I'm saying, bro. You're making it seem like Kevin Smith didn't coach him on this. He's done this. He's done ball security joints with him, bro. If I didn't have confidence in you, I'm not putting you back in the game. We've all seen that.
He had no choice but to play Rooster because we've all seen that. To fall off at the end of the season.
We've all seen
that. To play Rooster.
I mean, no, he could have looked.
Rooster started performing pairs. He had
the worst, but he still got confidence. Look, the running back coach got confidence. I'm throwing you back in there, and the OC got confidence because he's giving you the ball. He don't have to give you the ball. He can just throw the joint all day. He don't have to give it to you. So they can neutralize you like that. But Kevin Smith put him back in the game, and they gave him the ball. And at the end of the day, once I show you I got confidence in you, I need you to get out your own head, get out your own way. It's almost like basketball with a shooter. Cats go in the slumps. What they say, best way to get out of the slump is to shoot yourself out. It ain't got nothing to do with coaching.
So my thing, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So what if the coach, if you're in the shooting slump and the coach is taking him out the game, does that help his confidence?
Not off the rip, no, it doesn't. But then they put him back in the game. So like Rooster got put back in the game. I'm not disputing what you said about running backs getting into a groove and their rhythm, bro. I'm with you. As a running back, I need to be getting to a lather. I need some carry so I get a feel for the game. You know what I'm saying? So I get a feel for the game. But if I start fumbling, like I remember one game in college, I fumbled 3 times, like back to back. It wasn't my running back coach's fault. I wasn't focused. For some reason, I don't know what it was. I still remember the game like yesterday. I just wasn't focused until I came to the sideline. I sat there and I thought about it, and the coach was like, yo, you good? You good. Don't worry about it. You're going back out there. Kevin Smith did that. He put him back out there. So don't make it seem like...
No, he didn't. Rooster didn't play the next game. Rooster did not play the rest of that game and didn't play the next game. That's my point. That's my point. And I have a similar situation.
It happens.
I had went doggone. I think I had went almost 400 carries without fumbling, and I fumbled twice, back-to-back possessions.
Right.
My coach, after that game, he said, "Hey, you fumble again, you doing stadiums. The next game, all I'm thinking about is not fumbling." He did a horrible job as a coach. I fumbled 2 more times because I'm trying not to fumble. And he called me in after that. I talked to my head coach came to me and said, hey, TJ, you don't fumble. What's going on? He was like, man, coach, I said this verbatim, coach, I'm worried about not fumbling because I don't want to run stadium. It feel like it's too much pressure on me. You feel what I'm saying? So they came to me and say, hey, TJ, hey, don't worry about that. Just be you. Be yourself.
Yeah, and that's what we're and that's what we're different. Because me, I ain't worried about none of that shit. If I fumble, then I do the stadium steps. I ain't worried about that. I got to go out there and play my game. I got to be black. I got to do me.
That's what I'm saying. People are different, but it's your coach's job is to know your player because your sons are two different personalities, right? And certain things one son like, the other one don't like. So you can't coach him a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You can probably coach him a different way than you coach the other one. You feel what I'm saying? Right. My brother is the opposite. My brother's the opposite. He'll fumble and he just plays. Like it gets in my head mentally because I'm saying I don't fumble. And it irritates me because I don't fumble. Now I'm worried about not fumbling, then I'm fumbling. That's my point. As a coach,
I get it.
You have to know your players. You can't coach everybody the same. And I
But guess what? How do we know? Hey, look, how do we know that was Kevin Smith called to bench him? What if it was Coach Gaddis' call to bench him? Right? What if it was the offensive coordinator job to bench him? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want you to see it on.
I see him. I see the side though. I want you to see it
on the Maryland side. But hey, your man,
Gus, what's going on, man?
Hey, so old dude from Hoover, he back coaching in Alabama.
Coach,
is he back?
Coach Rush Probst or the one that
one of the greatest coaches in Alabama was Hoover, the one that was at Hoover for years.
Coach was at Hoover, and then what's my guy name? He coached me in the All-Star game. Oh my God!
No, but is he back? Is he back coaching back in Alabama? The one that was at Hoover. No idea. I thought I saw something that he was back coaching in Alabama, bro.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Look, hold on. We got a scrub. Where did Scrub went? We got a scrub in the building, man.
Yo, Flo, what's going on, Flo?
About to get smacked up on Sunday.
Flo, what's going on, Flo?
Ain't no champ. We talking about the champions here. I hope you got you break. Make sure you bring you some water. Some electrolytes.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. I hope he sees this because I've always been a fan, even though I'm from up north in the tri-state area. I've always been a fan of the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying? The Dungeon family and Outkast, always been a fan. Big Gip, I appreciate you, Big Gip, because you're really one of the truest cats to state the truth when it comes to the GOAT in pop. And I appreciate you keeping it a 100, man. I do, Big Gip, because everybody talks about what they said to Pac and what they said to him, but nobody talks about what Pac said to them in response to that. Like, it's like everybody's trying to insult his character and make Pac out to be this gump, to be this sucker, and everybody know he wasn't, right? And I'm so glad, Gip, you came out and you kept it 100 for the God, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, you know what I mean? But Gip, I appreciate you, brother. I do, man. I really appreciate you. And I hope y'all make some more music. Tell, man, Andre 3000, I need a verse. You know what I'm saying? I need a verse. Big Boy, I need 2 verses. But yo, Gib, I appreciate that, man. I do. I really do. I really do.
Flo still think Jakari is a dumb player because the offense made dumb player. Well, you on Flo head right now, dog. The players go, man. Well, we're 1 hour and 20 minutes in, man. I am running off 2 hours of sleep, bro. You know I'm on. The
you work at night. You work at night.
Yeah, man. I'm running on fumes right now. I got to get me a nap in before I go work out, man. We appreciate everybody that tapped in today.
Please hit that like button so they know that y'all not robots, that y'all real. Please hit that like button.
Shout out to Sidelines-Houston for jumping in and chopping it up and giving us some good insight from a fan perspective. From a Houston fan perspective about Shannon Dawson. I think it kind of tempered down some of the expectations of some of the fans that listen to him. Like me, I'm just waiting to see Mo. Hopefully he kills it. Hopefully we score 36 points a game. You feel what I'm saying? Because like Black said earlier, if we score 36 points a game, I think we'll be in Charlotte playing against either Florida State or Clemson this year. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my take on it. That's my take on it. Hopefully, like I said, we bring in Coach Hickson as the running back coach. I need him back at Corey Gables as the running back coach. But I would not be upset with some of the candidates that I heard about. I would love Harris Jr. and my guy at Penn State. He's a hell of a recruiter himself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good on both of those guys.
And like I said, I've always been day one. I'm in a wait and see mode with the OC DC. You know what I'm saying? Wait and see. Hopefully that it's good and gets us to where we want to be as a program. You know what I'm saying? Buying for championships. And I'm cool with all the names for the running back coach, but I'm throwing my name in the hat. You know what I'm saying? Ablakk to Miami for the running back coach position. You know what I'm saying? I'm energetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak facts. I'm gonna speak real. I'm gonna go into these homes and keep it 100. And trust me, I ain't like that other dude that was just here, the OC. I'm all about business, having fun, but about my business too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the best players here. But no, on all seriousness, man, I just don't look. Just get them in here, get these dudes developed up, and continue to recruit because this place has always had. We can't be running back you and we don't got no 1,000-yard rusher.
That's true.
We can't continue to say we running back you and we don't have no 1,000-yard rusher. We got to start putting out 1,000-yard rushers at a clip how we used to do it. And hopefully, we'll get back to that. But, spring ball is around the corner. Spring game is even closer. So let's just wait and see. You know what I mean? I'm in the wait and see mode like everybody else.
And if I'm telling y'all know me, if that offense ain't hitting no shit, I'm going to be at Mario head and I'm going to be at Shannon head. So they better make sure they get this shit right because we can't afford no more stalemates. We got good players that need to continue to grow and get to that next level so we can win some football games, dog.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
No doubt. I mean, no doubt. I mean,
but
no
please
doubt.
Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Tell a Kane to check out the guys from Storm Warning because we're going to give it to you raw and uncut. You feel what I'm saying? And don't forget to check me out Sunday when I battle Miami Flow on Crush Groov because I'm about to.
It's going down.
Hey, got it on me, Black. Let me ask you. I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I'm putting you on the spot right now. Who you got? You got me or you got Flo? I want to know your prediction. I want to know who you got. I want to know who you got.
Hey. In the words,
who you got?
I'm about to tell you. In the words of Don Corleone, you never let people outside the family know what you're thinking. You never let people outside the family know what you're thinking. So y'all take that for what you want. But my man knows what it is.
Who you got?
Oh yeah. So I just Manny Diaz did for him. There you go. Bang. There you go.
Bro. I just said you on his head. That's all. Hey, y'all, please, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Like he said, Sean said, we 87 subs from 1,000. Please hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And Terry, you're entitled to that. Just make sure you tune in, man, and participate. You feel what I'm saying? Unbiased opinion. Don't be biased. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna go toe to toe like real men. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna hug it out afterwards. You know
It's gonna be it's gonna be entertaining. It's definitely gonna be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And educational, entertaining, informative, educational. You know, check it out. Y'all gonna learn something. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna learn something. You know, I gotta work with my brother.
After I get finished with Flo, I gotta get black. After I get finished with Flo, I gotta get black.
Hey, like
I'm calling it out now.
Like I said, I only debate my equals. Everybody else I teach. You know what I mean?
Well, man, we out this thing, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Please hit that like button, comment, and
appreciate y'all.
Baby. Yes, sir. We out this thing. Yes,
peace,
sir.